Hello, everyone. Welcome to day number 4 of my 30-day Go Live challenge of going from head to my heart. And today I felt called to talk about being seen in your full glory. And before I dive into that, when these topics come, because how I get the topics, I literally just sit for a few minutes. I put my hand on my heart and I ask myself, what does my heart want to say today? And my logical mind would say, oh, what crap is that? As in, your heart does not actually speak, but it does, right? And when I create that space, I allow whatever my heart wants to say to translate into words through my mind, right? And I'm the first one to say that used to sound so crazy when people would say, go into your heart. And the reason it sounded crazy is because I couldn't do it. But it's a skill that you learn just like anything else. The more you practice focusing your energy on your heart, the more you start to hear it. And it's something called the reticulating articular system, the RAS. I'm not sure if I got that correct, where whatever you focus on, you suddenly become aware of it. For instance, you decide that you want to buy, let's say, a Range Rover. And all of a sudden, every single time you go outside, you're seeing Range Rovers. Where were these cars before? Well, I can tell you, they were absolutely there. But because you weren't paying attention to them, because your mind wasn't focusing on that, you weren't seeing them. But they were there. One of them could have been driving right next to you, and you would not have seen it. But all of a sudden, you see it because that is what you're paying attention to. So it's similar where if you want to speak from your heart, your true self, you just have to start focusing on that and allow whatever wants to be heard, said, come up, which is why I'm doing this 30-day Go Live challenge. Now, I could have easily done this behind the scenes where I just sit with myself to hear what it feels like, but I pushed myself to this limit to come here and do it in public where potentially millions of people can actually see me. And that is what today is about, being seen in your full glory. Because if I say full glory, I am not talking about being perfect. It's easy for us to find excuses, some tough love here, to find excuses to not be fully seen. What will they think? What if I sound bad? What if I mispronounce a word? What if they don't like my accent? What if I say the wrong thing? What if my hair is out of place and I'm judged? What if my lighting is bad? So I can find 50 million reasons why to not be seen in my full glory. But the one reason why I will show up is because this is the true and real, authentic me. Some of you guys who have been following me would know that I do interviews. Sometimes people interview me, sometimes I interview them about my business. And recently someone reached out to me and they asked to do an interview. And they canceled because they said that they were sick. And I empathize with that. But one of the things that they said, and I'm paraphrasing, is they didn't want to look bad. Now, if I'm sick and I cannot get off the bed, we've all been there, then absolutely not. I'm not going to work. I'm going to attend to my body and give it the rest that it needs. But if the reason I'm not going to show up is because I don't think I'm going to look good, for me, that's not being willing to be seen in your full glory. Because someone out there is going to relate, right? People relate to the imperfect you. They actually don't relate to the perfect you. Because if you're showing up and you're always perfect, they believe that that's how they have to be seen too. But if you show them that you're imperfect, that you show up when you're sick, and again, that's up to your discretion in terms of if you're ill on bed, by all means, no, right? But if we're making tiny excuses to avoid being seen, to avoid making mistakes in public, to avoid someone targeting you on the internet because you said something, you pronounced it wrong, or you said something incorrectly, that's okay. That's okay if people criticize me. Now, sometimes does it hurt? Absolutely. But it's for me to recognize in that moment, is it really important? Does it take away from the service that I'm here to do, to help my fellow business partners change their life the same way this business has been and is changing mine? It doesn't. It only does if I allow it to. But the more I allow myself to just be seen as me, whatever the frick that looks like, the more powerful my voice can be, because I'm no longer paying attention to anything other than delivering value. And that is what it's about. That is how all of these people out there, these business people, they are able to sit and speak to millions of people, because they're not thinking about how I look. They're just thinking about, what message do I have for these people today? And each and every one of us, whether we believe it today or not, we have a message. We have a voice. And it's not that every single person has to go on social media to say it. You have a voice within your family. You have a voice as a mother to your kids. But if you're not allowing yourself to be seen fully, in your full glory, with all of your strengths, plus all of your vulnerabilities, then believe me, you're not being fully heard. Believe me, you're not making the impact that you are meant to make. You're living a life with an underlying basis of fear. And you can change that, but you have to become aware of it at first. I've been on my growth journey, intentional growth journey, I should say, for 6 years maybe. And I still feel like I am now opening myself up. I'm now breaking through those walls, I've broken through many, but I still feel that I'm now breaking through some of them to be fully seen, to allow people to criticize me, people that I know, people that I don't know, because it's okay. It's easy for people to criticize on the outside because they're not doing what you're doing. But when you know that you have a gift, and I have many gifts, right? We all have many gifts, right? To be a parent, to be a wife, to be a business owner, to be in your career, whatever your gifts are, you have gifts. We all have them. We all play these different roles, and we show up as different entities for each one of them. But you have gifts, and it's your job to share these gifts with the world. Because if you impact one person, and then they impact one, and then they impact one, guess what? It's a ripple effect, and that is how we change the world. But if you sit there and think that, oh, I can't do that, or that's not me, or I wasn't blessed like that, that's you coming from a fearful point. So today I invite you to ask yourself, am I willing to be seen in full glory, or am I making excuses along the way to not show up, to not take that promotion because it means I now have to stand in front of a group of people, to not say yes to that trip because I have to go and meet strangers. Whatever it is, I'm making this shit up, right? But ask yourself honestly, am I willing to be seen? And whatever comes up, that is what you have to work on. Whatever reason comes up for the no, that is what you have to focus your energy on and work on. So that's it for me and day number 4. I'm trying to keep these under 10 minutes. So short and sweet. So I will see you guys for day number 5. Imagine that, day number 5 already tomorrow. Take care.